In fact, the sister said, well, yeah, she said, what had happened? I said, but when I was down there, they mentioned, they said, you know, that's the St. John's River. They said it's polluted now, but it's the only river that runs upstream. The only other river is the Nile River. I said, well, there you got it. And they said Gerald Matthew talks about it. I think it's in his book, Natural Genesis. He talks about Jacksonville, Florida, being the other Nile on the other side. Because they call the God on, Heru is, our town is called the God on the both horizons. So what was over there is over here. You got pyramids over there, you got pyramids over here. You got a Nile that runs upstream up this way. You got a Nile in Jacksonville, Florida. And that Nile runs all the way up into Orlando. I think Jacksonville, Florida, that second Nile is in Jacksonville, Florida. And they say for black people to even be around there, your spiritual centers could rise. But what they do is they polluted the actual water on purpose. The government did to keep the stuff from rising. So it's all toxins in there. But if you got consciousness, it can rise anyway. Because when I got up in there, my stuff started rising. And I went down there, and they said, well, not only that, they said, you're going to go down there, they said, they purposely keep the people dead in Jacksonville. And 2 or 3 people got the tapes, and I went down to Jacksonville. And I was walking through the airport, and I went down and I spoke to a few people. And I was walking through the airport, and one brother said, hey, brother, I just got your tapes, and I watched them too, and now I'm seeing you in the airport. And that was a month ago. When I went back last week, man, they done got a whole organization, and them brothers is ready down there, and stuff is rising. Now, I came back this time, a packed house. But stuff is rising like that all over, but that is the second Nile. There. So we went, and I went down to the river and purified the river by doing some same invocations in the whole 9 yards and working with that whole thing. But see, Jacksonville is the pre-Nile that is also going on also too. This parallel to this. Now, what I want to deal with now, for those people that I got to say this, because we went to unleash this power, so some of the power you can get these, you got to build an altar. And I say this before. We unleashed this power on the mounds called this guy by the name of Thunderdog. He is the Indian counterpart of this Altan or Awa, for the most ancient god that touched down on the Indian reservation, and his name is Thunderdog. And he's this black man that wear all this white in the whole land, and we saw him in the spiritual realm. So he came to us and he said, if y'all got to make amends because our spirits don't like y'all spirits, or don't trust you all because y'all got that Buffalo Soldier thing. So they said, if you need to build an altar in your house, so what you need to do is you need to build this altar to Thunderdog. And what you do is, you got all the stuff, you know how to do it back. You already built it back. So what you do is, you to make that union with the Native Americans, because I want to show you now, this is the key that I want to show you. Right here. Look at this. This is coming from the UFO literature. I got this out of Detroit. The inserted powers, talking about the government, the inserted powers fears the black races and has kept them subject and confused, for they hold the key to knowledge. Now this is the white man talking. Their genetic clan information is needed to unlock the advanced secrets of the Sirius data. You see, it says this data unites are also carried in the Indian clans, some of which were originally from the 4th planet in the star system Sirius. So they're saying that the Indians and the whole 9 yards are the darker-haired people around the yards, because we know that the Chinese deal with the whole Syrian thing. They call that Sirius Shawan. We know that the Indians had the coyote, which is the dog star, which is also Sirius too. And we know that all around the world, the people in India deal with it also too and have a festival. So we know that the darker-haired people, which usually originally all of us was black before you had climate adaptability, which could give you those races. Now the mutant was created. They all came from the star system Sirius, which is the central sun of the universe. And right here is a passage out of some UFO literature that's being witnessed. And it's linking us with the Indians. And this is the key. The key to this is that Thunderdog came down and he gave us a map to some ships and put it in one of the brothers' trunks. So we're going to unveil it at a certain time, because y'all, the government, is going to get us out of this stuff. But we had to make that energy and that connection with the Native American spirit, because also they got some Jews too. And since some of them are killed off and all, they are counting on us to do it. Because they know that some of the Native Americans, they think they're white. Now you got some of them dealing in the spirit. But you know, if you go see the Thunderdog, you go see the movie Thunderheart, you'll see that you have some part of the Native Americans wanted to be like the white people. They wanted Uncle Tom. They wanted straight up America, and the other ones wanted to get to the more tradition. So some of them, but they know that we are the most amount of people other than the white people in this country. The Hispanics are coming up, but they know that we have the most population, and they know that some of us we got more liberation going than anybody, including the white man. You see, he jumping on the band about this New World Order thing, but he's trying to save America. So now they're saying now that we got to make this union, and one way you do it is you build an altar. You get you some corn. First of all, you get you a yellow cloth, some linen or something like that, or cotton, something natural. You take it and you drape it over something wooden. Make sure it's something wooden. I got here a tall speaker, a cabinet speaker, a stereo speaker, and I draped it over that. And then they say you put your plate of corn. I got some popcorn kernels and some sunflower seeds, or any kind of wheat, anything indigenous to this plant, grain, to this particular realm of the West. Get you a yellow cloth. Get you a yellow and blue candle. Mainly these 7-day candles. These ones over here, you see, they burn. I would say you don't have to burn them 7 days. You can burn them on occasion. That way you can save some of the candles. Because I don't went through so many, and I kind of expensive now. But get you a yellow and blue candle. Also get you some. Then you get you a glass of water. Then imagine this old black Indian woman, because they were dark-skinned people, medicine woman, and have her to bless that water. Then write out you a list of thunderdog, and check all the list of the stuff you need, you want, financial, whatever, spiritual and all. Get you some spiritual stuff, because the finance spot gone. And get, and write out the stuff what you need to put it on the altar. And then you can burn your candles occasionally. And these are some things you do. Then, now that's the Indian stuff. Then you get you something African, like an ankh or some cowrie shells or anything African. Or African American. You put your 45 record, a Motown record up there or something. Anything civilized African American. I don't know what y'all got. We got a lot of things we do. Don't put no straight comb or some other shit. Something like that, African American or something like that. No bull can or nothing. Like that and all. You know what I'm saying? But get you something like that and all. No Cadillac medallion or something. Put you something like that and make that union. And then Thunderdog, don't forget about it. You blessed for everything. And in the morning, pour your libation. Now, these are things. Now people gonna tell you all this stuff about you need money. They ain't gonna give you nothing spiritual. You see what I'm saying? They're gonna give you all this stuff about money. They're gonna give you all this stuff because we need to build school. You don't need to do nothing. Number one, I want to hear that stuff about we need to send our kids and all that. Wishful thinking. That ain't gonna happen. Number one, you don't have $1 million years to do nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? You can't even buy a candy bar. You talking about building a school. You know what I'm saying? So the field, what we talking about is we talking about dealing on the spiritual realm. People ain't talking about the spiritual, all this mundane stuff. That's bullshit. So you get this stuff, and you put this stuff on and pour them libations, and you be hooked up financially, spiritually, mentally, and physically. Nobody can harm you. And then you get in there, and you know the deal. Get off all the meat. For all you people that still on it, get off all the meat to get that juice. And then you get in there and you meditate at night and get that particular juice. And this stuff is getting ready to happen because we're getting ready to get our ship soon. And we're not talking about no couple of years down the road. We're talking about this stuff happening. Now, every time I talk to them, they say, man, we ain't got that much time. We getting ready to get this stuff this summer and no later than 95 at the maximum. And the only reason why it's going to take that long is because some of us refuse to be ready. So we get ready to get this stuff soon. We're going to get the juice and we're going to take the beast off the planet. Why you say take the beast off the planet now? Why not wait 4 and 5 years? But I ain't ready yet. I still got to make my money. Because if you wait 2 years, this crowd is going to wipe your ass out. So we now are not saying about what's getting ready to happen to us with the New World Order. We're saying now that we're standing up as the extraterrestrial government and the extraterrestrial confederation is supposed to rise up from you. And we're saying that we're going to stop the white man from even doing that. Because I believe in my heart, we don't need to go through no true slavery. We've been in slavery all this time. I don't think we need to go through no more. We're dying right now. So everything we're saying is supposed to happen to us in the future, we're going through that now. We've been going through that for the last 500 years. So I'm saying we're going to get the jump on the cracker. And this is the key to this whole thing. Now, since the cracker knows that he ain't got nobody coming from outer space, he's looking for a world Messiah. Now, they got some old cracker in Israel. They're saying that the world, he's the Messiah, a white man. Can you believe the nerve of the cracker? They done killed everything. He's so much of devil until they got the little devil they had in the Bible and all them places. They got to make a new kind of mythology for this devil. Because he is outdone that devil by leaps and bounds until they don't even have nothing in the universe to name this person. He's that diabolical. You see. So now, they got this particular person saying all this. Now the key to this whole thing is they are looking for a Messiah comes. But there's only one thing that's going to happen. Now, remember, Moses was saying, if you just get the Ten Commandments, just forget the white figures in the thing. And they'll just forget that they saying that there was some slaves in Egypt, because we know that didn't happen. We know that's a mythology that's supposed to happen at a later date, and we feel that prophecy. Okay? Of the 400 years in bondage. We feel that prophecy. So the time of Egypt, there was never any records of no slave building, no pyramids. When the pyramids was built, even if you go by the historical date, which was a lie, that was built 100 years before. What is it? 1,000 years before. I think it was 100 years before Abraham was born. So we know that I was talking about a prophecy to be fulfilled. You understand what I'm saying about this particular white man, about him? But if you just go look at the Ten Commandments, he did say, if you just go look at the story, where Moses, who is just emancipated, solar cracker, what you try to throw down on me, you're going to name your own judgment about what you try to do with me. He said, the next time you're going to get hell, he said, it's going to what? He said, you're going to call it. And you know, he said, well, kill all the people, and his people got killed. You see what I'm saying? Well, that's what's happening with the white man. Everything he getting ready to do, that's what's getting ready to happen to them. But, now, the white man is looking for a Messiah to save him. Now, he was looking for this AWAS to come back. He been looking for this particular person since 1904. When he came back, he in Vine City now. He's my guardian angel, and he's the guardian angel of, and not only that, AWAS, he's the empress that's got the Washita Nation. AWAS, the Washita Nation mean the children of AWAS, so that means that we got the Jews in the ghetto. Because it's a black man. He wasn't coming back to save them. He was coming back to chastise them. Now the key to this, they're looking for him a savior. But Jesus going to come like a thief in the night. The apex of that Jesus is coming like a thief in the night is this. What they're looking for to come save them, they are the dialectical enemy and opposite of. They are mashing down the brothers and sisters in the projects, and they don't think that we are capable of being any Messiah. And so when they look up, we're going to be the saviors, and they're going to go, oh God, not them, not all the hell we done taught. You know what I'm saying? That's like you kick a nigga behind in the butt. You kick him in the butt for 10 years. You understand? Then you get sitting there and say, dang man, well, the only clue is a man down the street got killed. You go run to the man down the street and you get to the house. That house look familiar. You look in there and you go, oh no, that's a nigga I've been kicking in the butt for all them years. And he got the damn one handed open waving it in your face. And he said, I really know your nature. Clack and break it and stomp it on the dog. That's what get ready to happen to the white man. You the people that they are looking for the faith, it's y'all niggas. I say niggas I'm talking about because that's what they think of you. It's you, the ones that they are looking for a savior, is coming up right out here, and guess what? They screwed. They screwed. They screwed. Because now, it ain't gonna be, because the savior ain't gonna be no Sammy Davis Jr., or no Whoopi Goldberg, or no Uncle Tom Negro like that. That'll give the white man their last time. The savior gonna be conscious black people that are in here that done gave up on the cracker. And you ain't gonna give them your juice. You understand what I'm saying? You ain't gonna give them your drink of water that the Indian woman gave you on the mound. It's gonna be sitting on your particular altar. You understand what I'm saying? So we got the ships and we got all that particular stuff. And these are things that's getting ready to go on. Now, then is this. And we can get into this last thing. Everybody all right? I want to get into this last little piece. And we can take a little bit of question and answers and all, but I want to get into this last little piece. Number one, we identified that ain't no devil under the ground. And we know that the physical devil is this cracker because he's the embodiment of that evil, because he has wrecked the whole planet and fulfilled the scriptures of what it says it's supposed to be. So, now if the white man is that devil, then who is his devil? Like I've been saying, his devil is you. He said that Awa, it seemed to be a tall, dark man in his 30s, but he said when he goes on, he double talks himself. He said he seemed to be a tall, dark man in his 30s. Let me read this again, the document here. And I got it in my book that we're going to try to get down here. The passage. Say now, for number one, he is identified Awas as the true and most ancient god of the Yazidis, which is also Atan, which is Adani, which is El Shaddai, which is Jehovah, which is Allah, which is Heru, which is Sut, which is all of this, which is also Osar, which is the Osar, the dead one laying in the dead state, which is the black dot in the Hemmitt that's going to rise up, and when it rises up and hits the Christ level, and the halo comes. That's what the black dot is in in the microcosmic terms of what we talk about on the inside. Because everything they got on the walls is something on the inside of you, which is the actual principle, explaining your nature. They say the nature or the actual mythology of religion is nothing but the nature of the black man and black woman. Elijah Muhammad said that. They're saying that everything that they talk about in religion is a mirror of black people's nature. And that's all they did was just showing that. And that's what the Bible is talking about. Now, that's why he said, ye are gods. Now, he seemed to be a tall, dark man in his 30s, well-knit, attractive, and strong, with the face of a savage king. Now, remember, he's talking to England at the time. He's telling them, no, he's savage, because you don't call the African savage. No, he's savage. To let you know that savage is that African. We want to get it right. We don't want to say it's no white Arab in Egypt that doesn't take over. We talk about the savage one that you hate. His eyes veiled, least their gaze they should destroy what they saw. His dress was not Arab, but suggested Assyria or Persia, but very vaguely. I took note of it, for at this time, Awas was an angel, such I had seen in visions, purely astral. Now I incline that Awas was not only the god or devil of Soma, my holy guardian angel, but also my holy guardian angel. But he is, insofar is a human, has a human body. Number one, he just said that this particular God, number one God is a black man. But he said he has a human body, so that's again, man, which is a God is a black man. It's a white man talking. That he makes his magical link with mankind on whom he loves. He is the imprisonment head of the AA, which means the silver star, which means Sirius. His other name is Melchizedek, and Jesus was the name of was the form of Melchizedek. His name was Metatron. And they say that the fall of this particular devil, of this Lucifer, that fell was named Metatron. Now wait a minute. Now hold on. They're saying that Melchizedek is called a Hermetic Lucifer. And Awas. Now wait a minute. If Melchizedek was Lucifer, or the devil that they're talking about, and the devil means your own double, the inside spirit, which is the black dot. I'll get into that in a minute. If he was Lucifer and Jesus was of the order of Melchizedek, that means Jesus was of the order of the devil. I think not. They say that the devil was the most high angel and the most beautiful angel. Remember that story? Well, if you take that and go back to Hemmitt, there was no such thing as angels. If Jesus told you that you was God, what the devil you think an angel that's got some wings is? But a God, if you on the low level and you God, you know he a God. So if he's the most high angel, he got to be the most high God. Check? Now, the key to this whole thing is, the reason why they're saying this is because the white man knows that the most high God of you is his devil. That he calls Awa. He calls Melchizedek. He calls Metatron. Or he calls Meturan, which is the god Sut, which is the original Set. And Jesus was of the order of Set on the Greek papyrus, and Set supposed to be the ancient devil. But he also ends up in the actual book as the third son of Adam, after the Cain and Abel did away with each other. The third son and the nation of Israel was supposed to be born out of Set. Now what the devil is going on? But they're talking about Set as that black God, and the black people born out of him are the fallen angels, and those fallen angels is the white man's devil. It's also that devil is also called, the black God is also called Hemmitt. I want to get you something right here, because I'm going to show you two phases of some things. It's called Hemmitt. Now look at this. Number one, they show a picture of this 19th century drawn by Elipius Levi. And it's supposed to be a picture of the devil, called the god Pan. On the second page of this particular thing, in a book called Hamlet's Mill, which they've also traced it, Pan is the Greek god who was also known as the Christ. Now, Pan is called a Baphomet that was also worshipped by the Knights Templars, the first form of white masonry, which was given to them by the Moors. But now Pan is also called Sirius because he is the Greek form of Soot. And Soot is in the constellation of the dog, which Soot means Sirius, the first primordial star that fell behind the horizon. And when it fell behind the horizon, we lost track of it. So therefore, when we lost track of it, we lost the true name of it, we lost the true knowledge of it, and we started calling it the devil. You see what I'm saying? Now, his name is Pan. Pan is Sirius, based on Egyptian, and based on that. Now, what's going on? Is God the devil on this? What's going on here? Now, based on if you trace the most ancient God back, he becomes the devil in mythology. Because there ain't no devil, no spooked out devil up under the ground. is the white man's devil, but that devil is not an evil thing. That devil is the most ancient god. Now he's Pan. Now look at Pan right quick. If you notice, Pan is the word means all, or the all in all. The Egyptian Pan is Soot, which Akhenaten goes back and revives this ancient worship of Soot, or El Sut, which is also Awas in Ethiopia and Atlantis. He revives it as Aton. Aton becomes a later on god of the Hebrews, and the later on god of the Hebrews becomes the later on god of Islam, which is called Allah. El means God, and La means the triple blackness of space, which is the mother and the son. The son is the god Sirius, or the dog star Sirius. Y'all with me? Now, Pan is supposed to be the Greek counterpart, which is this particular goat god, Pan. This particular goat god, Pan, if you look real close, he's supposed to be a form of Allah, because this is also a form of Aton, which the all in the all. Pan means the all in all in Greek. If you look, Allah means the all in all. If you look real close, you will see the star and the crescent, which is on the Arab Muslim flag. The moon is in the Holy Quran, in a surah, and the star, which is the star of David, which is the star of Yahweh, which is also Sirius. That particular star that you see is also in the Holy Quran, which it says, He is the Lord who created both male and female from one single ejaculated semen, or will create all things anew. He is the Lord of Sirius. In another translation of the Quran, and he the second creation, and he enriches and calls it to pass. He is the Lord of Sirius, and he destroyed ancient Atlantis, which is ancient Atlantis. Now, if you trace the Lord of Sirius all the way back to Hemmitt, the Lord of Sirius is Osiris. And Osiris, based on Bill Cooper, supposed to be the devil. But the devil is Lord of the perfect black. Now, Osiris is a code word for something inside of you that's lying dead. It's supposed to rise up in Heru, which is a Christ level, and that's called Melanin. The ancient Chaldean word for the devil is called Hadit, or Had. He is the word, he is Hadit. Hadit is the Hadit point, and this is the producers and the staff, and this is the Hadit point, which is the black dot, which is the white man's devil, because remember he has a calcified pineal gland. So when he raises the energy up there, he starts hearing voices, and call it the devil. Had. Had is an infinity, a smaller point, or atomic point. The Bindu, the hidden god, which had, is Ad, which is Darth Vader. They show a black man and all the stuff on Star Wars, which he's got the Death Star, which is he was the enemy to white people. But that's our God. Darth is a spear on the tree of life. It's a spear of melanin. Because the tree of life is the breakdown of God. It's the breakdown of God. If you see right here, I got a picture of the tree of life. You see a man and you got the different spears. Right in the middle is Darth, which is the medulla oblongata, where the black God is, or the whole pineal area in the brain. So Darth is the tree of life. Now, which is the black dot, which is Had, which is the atomic points, which is the Chaldean form of the god Set, or Aton, or Awas, which is talking about chaos. Chaos is blackness of melanin, which is the white man's devil. It says, quote, the devil or Satan, its esoteric meanings is reference to chaos melanin, that primordial substance that destroys that of evil and abnormal lower physical matter. Awas being a melanin angel or a current, both Awas and Heru Pakrat, which is the original form of the Christ, equates the number 418, which is the great works. Great works is a cosmic substance which is in you, in the back of your head, called melanin. Once that ignites, based on you rising the energies from the Kundalini and the chakras, and at night you get the halo like Jesus, which is a science and not just one person. Both Awas and Heru means the number 418, which is melanin. Every time I say that number, doing a lecture, 418 hit on the lottery. Now, which is our number, because it's the breakdown of our body based on the Holy Kabbalah, which is the precursor, or the actual esoteric thing to the Bible. So the Holy Kabbalah is really breaking down the economy of the body of God, and you are the body of God because you got the melanin. The black dot is the ultimate apex of it, which is the white man devil, because he doesn't have it, so he got a calcified pineal gland. So when he gets raised that energy up, that's like taking 2,000 volts of electricity and putting it through a 6-amp fuse. It's going to blow. So he hears the devil. Well, I got some other stuff for you too. Now, just hang on right quick. Chaos is the absence of form and order. Above all words, chaos haunts the Western man. It fills his mind with visions of seers running through rivers and men giving birth to frogs. and fish flying through glassy clouds. It is the unnamed heart of every horror story, the unexpected, the unpredictable, and the uncontrollable, the lawless chaos. Chaos means melanin, which is the white man's devil, because all the stuff we talk about is going on in your mind. Just as there's a war going on outside, there's a war that's going on inside your body. And the white man is meeting up with his devil, which is you. Everybody clear on this stuff? Now, to let you know, to give you two other points. The evil serpent of this serpent, it says the serpent which runs up 370 leaps over the mountains hastily and runs up the hills. The serpent holds the tail of the mouth of the teeth and prepared on both sides. The perfect one, the archangel Metatron, who is raised up as the serpent is changed into three spirits. That serpent is this is the tree of life, Holy Kabbalah. You see that. Now, if you look at the tree of life, also you see these spears that you can actually see that this is the same cross that Jesus hung on up top. They just took the other spears off. So that hanging on the cross, dying for the sins, they mean that you must die to become on another level of spirituality. And that cross was the Holy Kabbalah. And the dot, and the part that you cross over is the black dot. Which right here is a picture of the original cross and the black dot. And once you hit the black dot, the wings come on what you see on Jesus Christ. You see what I'm saying? And what you see on Jesus Christ, which is the actual cross. Now, they're saying that this particular fall in the representation becomes Metatron. Metatron is also the black dot right here that's at the top of the tree of life, which is the Christ, which is Aton, Metatron, Medura Aton, Greek for Aton, which is the Christ, which is Heru, which is the black dot, which is the white man's devil. Okay? Two more points, and let me get this. Now, that is the original cross, right? Now, you've heard me say this because I repeat this stuff before, because you got to be a little redundant because we got new people coming in at all times. You want to get everybody on the frequency. Now, I want to put one point, then I'm going to get you something that's going to really rock it. The control of the Son of Man is exalted and must be humbled. It means this. What is his devil is this. Once this thing is raised to the black dot, it kills all of the lower nature. Since the white man only having a lower nature, it'll kill him completely because he has nothing on the other side of the tree because his pineal gland is calcified. Check? See how it goes now? It kills the lower nature. Well, since you are separated from the higher ego and because you don't have the melanin and you only have the lower nature, it's your devil. But since us, it purifies and kills the lower nature, but there's something on the other side for us to cross an over point. Metatron, the angel of light. Lucifer, the attainment of light. Christ, the attainment of light. Light means Christ. Anti means the black matter or the black substance of the of the cosmos, which is antimatter in that which is absence of form and motion, and is absence of form, which is the black substance, which is chaos. So the Antichrist means what? The black Christ. And they say the Antichrist was born in the 1960s in Israel. But they understand prophecy, the new Israel is the new Jerusalem over here in the west. So they're talking about black people is rising up here. Is their Antichrist is the black Christ. So it says man must be humble, means you must die from the lower nature. That's what it means. He's hanging on the cross and dying for the sins. They're talking about dying, they're talking about raising from the low nature to the higher nature. From a dead level to a living perpendicular that the Masons don't know about. The black Masons, they don't know the real thing. So it means he must die. He must be humble. Since the white man only got a lower spirit, he automatically dies. I mean nothing left. It burns him up. The Son of Man must be exalted and humble before he can ascend to heaven. He must walk 3 days and 3 nights through hell. The hell is called the Hemmitt, the black dot, which is the hell in your mind. Which in us is actually heaven because it raises us, it purifies and raises us to the light. He must walk through his condition of alchemical blackness, whose the central darkness will lie and extends over 3 days and nights through the total of 40 days of blackness. Even Jesus remained for 40 days in his resurrection before he ascended into heaven. Therefore, you must go through the gate of darkness, the black dot, Darth Vader, the plutonic gate of the other side, which is also Sirius, before you can go to the paradise, which is white, which is the light of Christ. Before you can sin, you must go to the gate of darkness. That goes to this particular point. The gate of darkness, or this darkness, or the dark side, of the black magic, and all this stuff that he's talking about. He's talking about Darkness in his mind. Now, the last key to this is this. Okay, I talk about this stuff. I get a book by the name of The Black Arts. You can get the book for like $4 or $5. No, I think it's about $9. And this guy by the name of Richard Cavendish. He's talking about the spiritual attainment. He's talking about how they took this alchemy and they got the blackening process and it brings you into godhood. He said a black crow, a black raven, a black hawk, a black man as God. Okay, this book is written, like I said, this book is written about 5 years before a later book. But it's written in 1970. So now this book company now is printing the early book, but they didn't print the later book. Remember, the man got 2 or 3 books and they don't print some. You know there's something in there that they don't want you to hear. So I said, now the later book is going to give another detail of what they're really talking about as far as this black man he threw up in there. Okay, I'm walking in the store now. I gave all this knowledge about the black man, the AWAS, the white man, devil of darkness, and the light of evolution, which is talking about his devil is our God. Now, you know the thing is, the white man is every devil, every horror story that you talk about. The white man talk about a devil. You say, well, I'm going to get for that devil to kill your ass. I mean, it's more than fair. You know what I'm saying? If you talking about the war, I'm going to get with him. And if you're so scared of a devil, I want to be on the devil's side then. Because God knows I done caught hell from you. You understand what I'm saying? And any God that is for you got the black arts. I said, I got the black arts. And I said, oh, something got to be in this baby. Well, see, I go to this store. Call all out. Every time I go up there, oh, you want a bag? You want a bag? I've been going there for about 6 years. You want a bag? Because they got these little bags printed up, so when black people come, you want a bag? They say, because they want to save their bags. So now I come up and and I have books in my hand. I go out the back door. They will, I'll see you later, Bobby. I go in and take what I want. Put it in my hand. They ain't got no price tag and up the used bookstore. I say, they say, he always come in with books. So I go in and get everything I want now. I say, I'm taking this. I say, I'll see y'all later. Wait, this book up. I see y'all. Bye. I got the book in my hand and stuff right. I don't pay for nothing no more. And they can't, I say, it's my book. I came in with it. Now, surely you know me. I've been coming here for 5 years now. Okay. I the book ain't mentioned because, don't tell me about no stealing because believe me, ain't no something no immoral. The paper that this printed on is coming from my people. This is my book. Everything in that cracker store is my stuff. You know what I'm saying? My stuff. So don't tell me nothing about it's immoral. No, it's immoral if I stole from the black man. That's right. But the white man is the rogue and this planet is stolen. So anything I steal from the cracker is mine already. It's my people. And somewhere down the line, they're exploiting some of my people to get what they got. So all this is mine. So I said, okay, all right, now, plus the brotherhood backing me up. And I ain't heard nothing from them. I ain't heard the brotherhood, Melchizedek, and say, Bobby, that's wrong. Because they know, the beast is the beast. This is your stuff. They say, when you going to take your planet back from this crap? So everything on it. Now check this out. I think I Xeroxed it. So now, I remember all over the world. Mama said I was in the Bruce Lee and all that in the 70s. Everybody was kicking everything. I got beat up more times than claiming I knew karate and all that kind of stuff. If I'd just used my fist, I'd have been all right. Niggas can throw. I've been doing all this kind of thing here, and the next thing I know, a nigga beating my face up with the ground. Because I'm using karate. And my mama said, she said, you so in love with them people. She said, them people over there think the black man is the devil. She said, them people over there don't like no black people. And I hear this thing all over. I said, well, what is it? Then come to find out the ultimate thing about this white man is not just racism because he just ought to be a racist. And he got a choice. In the white man's archetype mind, he thinks you the devil because he knows something in his mind. You terrify him, both as the physical representation and both as God. That's why he's anti-God. Because it terrifies him. Well, then Richard Cavendish, in this particular book, it wasn't printed. It says, now he's getting ready to deal with some stuff. He's saying that, he said that it's funny that that the projection or the predictive has. He said it is funny that history has been and has rejected the black man in white fantasies. He said that the devil in white mind is in the form of a black goat, a black cat, other animals, and frequently appears as a black man. This is unusually, he said this unusually did not mean the Negro, but a man with black hair and a dark complexion. Well, what the hell is he talking about? He said it's a black man. If it didn't mean the Negro, it's a black man and stuff. What is he talking about? But he's trying to clean up, but he's still trying to tell you that these people think the devil is a black person. Now, he says, let me get to the point. He says, are in black clothes. In early Christian literature, however, the devil is sometimes a Negro, an Egyptian, or an Ethiopian. He is a hairy Negro with wings of a bat and a dog and a snout. He says Saint Perpetua, who is in which she is turned in on here it is, who was murdered by Carthage in 203, I guess that's BC, was said to have experienced a virgin which she turned into a man and was forced to fight her life in an arena against an ugly Egyptian. She wrestled with him and defeated him. Afterwards, relying that he was the devil, or realizing that he was the devil. According to Catherine Marcellus, in the early 15th century, the devil appeared to one of the desert hermits as a hideous Ethiopian, and another to Saint Marcius the younger. He saw a crow of the lips of a foul Egyptian or Ethiopian flying, putting the impure thoughts in the minds of the brethren. Now, what he's saying here is they got early Christian paintings of black people being the devil, just in the archetypes of their mind. You've seen some of these pictures. If you go take some, I've seen some of these pictures of, they got a devil with a damn white afro. And he's a devil, a black man. This is in their minds. Now, this is what he says. He says that throughout all of Europe, the Satan is said to be a devil and is seen leading a dance of a small Ethiopian. Now, then he goes and tells, now he's saying that throughout all of this stuff, this particular devil that these white people are seeing in their mind have been black people. And even so, I think some of this mythology, some of these Asians is getting, they think the black man is the devil. I always heard this. Because my brother, one of my brothers said, one of this guy I know, he lives in Japan. And he said, man, he said, you step to them Japanese, he said, they are terrified of you. He said, not only from the mythology that they get over here about you being crazy and all this stuff. He said, but they are scared of you. He said, because they think we the devil. Now, I've always heard this. And I said, well, why is this? Now, I don't know what the devil is with this particular, these Asians and stuff. You know, because they supposed to be our black-haired brothers and sisters. But like I said, we ain't taking no prisoners. Now, this man gives away, then he gives an explanation of what is all this coming to. Why is the white man thinking of us as the devil? Then he says, in the alchemical symbolism. Now, you know that alchemy, the white man didn't have no soldiers. Based on what the Moors and the Egyptians knew, and they had to go and introduce alchemy in Spain and in the mystery system to raise them up. And for somehow, on some way, the Egyptians and them knew how to give them a soul by giving them this alchemy. It's called cleaning the Aegean stable. Or they said, to make a non-aberrated man. This is in the book People with a Secret by Ernest Scott. To make a non-aberrated man. And aberrant means, aberrated means comes from aberrant. Aberrant means abnormal, unusual, opposed to natural and normal, and it means unnatural. You see. So it said to make a non-aberrated man, so they had to use this alchemy as a process. Alchemy comes from the black word cam, which means black. Al means God. The God black. Alchemy. It means making a black god. Is what it means. Alchemy. Cam means black. Ham means black. Alchemy, Al means God. Which the science of God is to make a black man, which alchemy is an Arabic term that they got out of Egypt, or Hemmitt, for the word the black man, when they used to make gods, or where the gods used to live. So now the alchemy is a process of trying to clean this white man up and make gods. So now he's saying that the term in alchemical symbolism, the Ethiopian is the emblem of the Negrito, the crucial black stage of the great works, which metal in the alchemic vessel kills and lies dead, and be revived again in the following white stage. That's the black dot lying dead. That's Osiris lying in a mentor in the mummy band-aids, and it's supposed to go into the white stage. So he's saying that the Ethiopian that they're seeing is also in this devil, because they have a messed up pineal gland. They actually see this black devil. So the reason why this whole racist thing is going on, because in his nature, he is against you, because he's the lower half of what you are the higher. So some of this stuff, just like they say this is his nature to be a racist, he actually sees you as the devil. So the stuff that I'm bringing forth in this particular book is explaining all of this. It says that the black head bearing resemblance of the Ethiopia is well washed and begins to turn white. They're talking about that Christ, because you can only get the light from the blackness. It says that the alchemical mass, when the Negrito is achieved, is called the black Ethiopian. Then will appear the bottom of the vessel. The mighty Ethiopian is burned, canceled, balanced altogether, and the dead and lifeless. He asked to be burned and sprinkled, which is a substance, with his moisture, and slowly canceled till he rises again as a fire force, the god of fire, the Kundalini. That Artan is the god of fire. That fire is the sun behind the sun from Sirius. They say that we're going to destroy, not by water this time, talking about the deluge that sank Atlantis, but we're going to destroy by fire. That's the fire in you, because you are the solar deity and the Christ, because it's got to come from the alchemical blackness. Now, it says, behold, the wondrous restoration and the renewal of the Ethiopian. The dying and the rising of the Ethiopia may have something to do with the passage of the Odyssey. They say it's in the Iliad and the Odyssey, and it says about this person visit the distinct Ethiopian, and half on whom his lives were where the sun goes down and where half of the sun rises. Thus, the Ethiopian is a mythical tribe not yet identified with some people of the south of Egypt. They're saying it's on down. And it's talking about the human form of this particular Negro, and the African black is this particular devil that this particular person is talking about, and it's talking about the alchemical blackness that is inside of us. But it's also talking about this is the visions that he is seeing spiritually, and that is the white man devil. Now, in this particular book, it's a lot more. I'm jumping because there's so much on this, but it's like 3 pages that's talking about this black north shadow. And it's now, so what the deal is, this is some other stuff that's talking about this particular devil. The devil that you are scared of is the inside of your own self. Jeremiah says that this particular, he said that the black man was negroid within as well as it was out. And the black man's soul is the mirror of mythology, which is the first primordial phenomenal devil, the blackness. The blackness is the adversary of light. And the light always conquers the blackness, because the blackness through the blackness becomes the light. And that's the Christ light. And that is the original devil. That they say that the devil does not exist. It's something that was invented by the black man. They said we invented this particular mythology. So these are some things that's also going on also too. But I believe that that's all. But the main thing is, this is what it's saying, is even though they said we are the lost children of Israel, is which means Isis, Ra, which means the sun, and El, which means God. You see what I'm saying? So what we talk about, the lost children of Israel, is also the lost children of Ra, which if you go and they got the same mythology, and they say will rise up in the west. as J.L. Hoover said, we must mobilize and neutralize the rise of a black Messiah. And we are those particular people. But the main thing is God gonna rise up like a thief in the night. And the beautiful ending to this particular story is, this story in world history is the most of the despised and the rejected are the people that we're going to take last and make first, and nobody can fit that bill but you. And especially you in the West, for the simple fact, your other people around the world is dead, wait for you to wake them up. But they don't like us either. So that means because of the white man done turned them around, because we are the deadest in the cemetery, because we are the only one that don't resemble none of our culture. So therefore, we are the ones that's the perfect ones to do this particular stuff. And this stuff is getting ready to go down, and it's getting ready to go down within a few months. Why? Because how much time can it get? Time can't get no worse than already getting. You see what I'm saying? And if it does, it's because you sleep and the white man gonna make it work, and we're not gonna give him the kind of energy. So right now, what we're also saying is also two more points. Number one, we're gonna try to save all black people. And now the ball is in our hands. So I'm not talking about you as some stuff about saying I hope. I'm telling you some juice that we actually got. And some juice that you all going to have too. If you take the time to do the meditation and just get off all the meat and all that kind of thing and do the right thing, you got the juice too. But also too, Thunderdog came and also told us to, whoever makes you mad is your God. Whoever makes you mad is your master. So when a person makes you mad, you tell the thoughts or whatever, move by, I believe only in God, who is divine perfection in all which is manifested. And also what you do is, they gave us an arrow, and now I gave out the arrow to you, you got an arrow too. Now they say they want you to take this arrow because what you think is really happening. So they want you to take these arrows, and everybody that you love, you're supposed to hit them in the head with that arrow and present love. That's a lesson in love. But the key to that is that you're supposed to hit everybody in the head that you hate that's done you wrong. You're supposed to hit him in the head with the arrow too, because you know we are all crazy, and this is the real lesson in love. We can easily hit somebody in the head with this arrow and bring them up that we love, but the person that you hate, you're supposed to hit. And each time you do that, you bringing yourself higher on a spiritual level. So these are some things that you need to also do too, but it's in a spiritual realm. So when I talk about these particular things, when you do these things actually happen because you got the mind of the gods. And you can will it into existence. And from now on, don't be praying. Say, be and it is. I will it into existence because you the God. And believe me, this stuff is going down. Every time I get broke, next day I receive some money. Because I don't worry about it. I say, be and it is. I'm going to be straight. So this is the kind of stuff that we talk about also doing. And you can do these things too. But pour those libations every morning, build that altar, and use them arrows to hit some people in the love. And also too, start staying on the frequency every day and every night, because this stuff is getting ready to break. Everything getting ready to go down this summer, and the cracker knows it. You see what I'm saying? He knows it in the whole 9 yards, and he's establishing everything. They got jails, and everything is getting ready to go on. Like we were saying, they taking the weights out of the jails and all that, but that might be a blessing, because now you from doing the vanity thing about lifting all these weights, get in the cell. Like I told her, I said, you got the perfect opportunity. Man, if I was locked up, man, these books here, I know these books left and right. I'd be meditating so much until I'd be out the cells, because I'd be done. I'd be meditating so much until I'd raise my godhood and I could walk through the wall. But you can do these things. So like I said, I told you the story about the man who could re-separate his molecules. This is the kind of stuff, and they got the perfect opportunity. But like I said, the guy told me before, he said in his 70s, he said the black man is throwing them basketballs, the white boy be up in there learning law and get his law degree right in prison. And he can learn all that stuff and had all the time to do it too. So I'm just saying, so there's things that's getting ready to go down and all. But the main thing is this cracker is out. The aliens is kicking behind. The sun is kicking his behind. These diseases that he's doing, they get ready to double back on his behind. They're kicking the animals kicking him. And yes, we going to start kicking that behind also too. Because if you notice one thing, black people is in consciousness. They ain't dying. They ain't becoming sick. They ain't getting killed. They're not doing none of that. It's all these other people that's thinking everything is everything. I don't give a damn if you got a master's degree. You're dying from cancer. You're doing all this stuff if you ain't hooked up with what's going down now. Because God wants us to become back to Him. And when I say Him, I'm saying because that God got a mother. So the ultimate God is the woman. You see, that God is nothing but a reflection of the triple blackness. So in actuality, that male is the reflection of her. He's still sticking in the triple blackness of space. So behind him is her, so that God is a woman. Because there's no such thing as male. He's just a reflection of her. So he is the aggressive manifestation in the spirit of the greater triple blackness of space, because they say hell is only a veil for the great woman. And the God is only a grain of sand in the pebble of a lonely beach. And I want to say this one little thing right here that I think that I'll end on is this particular part right here that is talking about, and it's talking about the black woman. And it's talking about the triple blackness of space, which Allah is supposed to be created after the feminine hair, which Lot, L-O-T, which is the silent law, which means the triple blackness of space, and you got the mother and the son also too. And it says, behold, I have lived many years and have traveled in every land under the dominion of the sun, and I have sailed the seas from pole to pole. And now I do lift up my voice and testify that all is vanity on earth except the love of a good black woman. And that good black woman is Layla. And I testify that all is in heaven is vanity. And I have sojourned off to every part of the heaven, except the love of Our Lady Babylon. Babylon is another word in a Masonic terms that means the triple blackness of space. And I testify that, behold, heaven and earth, that beyond heaven and earth is the love of Our Lady Nut. Nut is another word for the triple blackness of space, which is the great mother, or Apit, a Ty-Urt, a Kepti. And seeing that I am old and stricken in years, and my natural forces fail, therefore I rise up on my throne and call upon the end. And I am youth, eternal, and infinite force. It means I'm dying from the physical, and I'm now becoming an energy, or spirit. And behold, at the end, she is Layla, the black woman, and Babylon, the black woman, and Nut being the black woman, which is the triple blackness of space, which is the God of the universe, which the God that you're talking about is her son. It's just, we just on such a low level, we think that God he's talking about is the son and the whole 9 yards. So God has a mother. So this is a good way to end this particular thing. I guess we can, I always stay a long time and all. We can take a question and answer if you want to, or we can close this out or whatever. Any question and answers, or any questions, or anything? I sometimes we rising up all over, and guess what? The cracker don't even know what's going on. Why? Because he is so arrogant, he don't even think we know what time it is. He's so arrogant, he going on about his business. At least he gonna think is his niggas is the one that he gonna have to come running to begging, but we gonna cut his throat. You see? So this is what time it is. And believe me, like I said, I know some of this thing you saying. I wonder if what this brother is saying is real. I'm gonna go on and keep doing this. I'm gonna go on to church and whatever. I'm just in case. I wonder, but I'm gonna tell you, it's just like they say. When God comes, the people will not be ready. And this is what time it is. The people rising up opposed us, but we got such a bad misconception on black people, till in actuality, we can't be the ones to take back our planet. You see what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, this stuff is real. It's happening. I know that it sounds a lot spooky and a lot of things I say, but I'm telling you, truth is stranger than fiction. And if you knew it already, wouldn't be no need for us to be talking. And why you haven't used what you already know to liberate yourself up to now. But this stuff is real. And all I'm saying is that they just told me, they say, long as we keep them egos down, we can rise. So I'm telling you right now, we got to humble ourselves. And like I said, all of this is just the kindergarten of God's knowledge. The kindergarten level. You know what I'm saying? I just probably got to the first grade or something. You see? But just still the first grade of God's knowledge and stuff. We ain't talking PhD. You see? So even if we got to the fourth grade, we'd be able to do the stuff to wipe off the beast. No, if we got to the second grade, we can wipe the beast off because he really doesn't exist. One of the guys said the beast, he said he don't feel nothing on this airplane, so don't even try it on his physical plane. They said, but he fears everything when they come. He said he fears the Zothanian Empire, which is the empire on Osiris, on Orion, or the Syrian Empire. And we dealing with all of that stuff. You see, that's why it says right here, and I'll read again, the inserted powers, the inserted powers or the ruling powers fears the black race and have kept them subject and confused, but they hold the key of knowledge, and their genetic clan and information is needed to unlock the advanced secrets of Sirius data. And the data is unites, and all is carried by the Indian clans, and some which were originally from the fourth planet of the Sirius star system. So right there, what are we talking about being being upset about a doggone cracker when we come from, we not even from this planet. This is, even though all this is our universe, the Sirius is actually the sun behind our sun, so it is our universe. But we got that kind of juice. What we doing worrying about?